Hey everyone, it's Jason, and this is your midweek cruise news update. And we have a new port in Alaska. We have a port in the Caribbean that could lose millions of dollars due to cancellations by a cruise line. And do you ever receive offers to cruise for free? So cruise story number one, and if you're a fan of Princess Cruises, this is some exciting news, as Princess Cruises announced they'll be home porting a cruise ship out of San Juan, Puerto Rico for the first time in 10 years. We see more and more cruise lines trying to expand out, find new ports to call, and they are going to home port the Grand Princess from October 2025 through the end of March of 2026 out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now, I absolutely love the Grand Princess. It was the first cruise ship that we ever went on, and it started my love of cruising. So I have some fond memories of that ship. Have you ever been on the Grand Princess? Have you ever sailed out of San Juan, Puerto Rico? Now, what's interesting is San Juan, Puerto Rico also kind of announced that in the next 30 years, they have a plan to put roughly $500 million into their port, building it up, building a new terminal, and repairing some of the damage that has been done over the years. I think it's a great thing as cruise lines look for more and more options to home port their ships. And for us, we've never been out of San Juan, but it's only like a 3-hour flight from Orlando to San Juan, Puerto Rico. So it might be on our next bucket list of places to leave out of. Let me know if you've ever been out of San Juan. Now, what's interesting is one of the stops that they're going to visit is Tortola. And segueing into cruise story number 2 is Tortola announced that because of the cancellations from Norwegian Cruise Line, so they've canceled 5 cruises, the Norwegian Breakaway, they've lost roughly about $900,000 per visit. So if you take that math, that's like what, $4.5 million? That is a lot of money. Now what they're saying is it's still up in the air. They kind of pointed to this, that the Norwegian Breakaway during this off season is supposed to visit 6 more times, and that's kind of up in the air whether that's going to happen or not. If they don't visit, that'll be a loss of $9 million to their bottom line. That's just really, really crazy that such a small island would lose that amount of money. Now, we've been to Tortola. We feel it's safe. We walked around. I felt it was just a small little island. There wasn't much going on there. But I wonder if this is a reaction to 5 passengers missing on the Norwegian Sky on 2 different sailings. So on one sailing about 6 weeks ago, 3 people went missing. Then about 3 weeks ago, 2 passengers went missing. Now, it doesn't seem like there's this big uproar over it. And I don't know whether it's just because it's Norwegian or because a lot of people felt that they wanted to go missing. It's just a very interesting set of circumstances there. I'm wondering what the politics are in play. Norwegian said that it was because of fuel reasons, fuel optimization reasons, and they also said it was because of customer feedback. Well, I mean, they are one that visits Tortola a lot. So like in the next season, they visit 24 out of the 58 visits to Tortola. So they are heavily involved with them. Hopefully Tortola develops some more relationships outside of Norwegian so they're not as impacted as much as that. Have you ever been to Tortola? Did you feel safe there? Let me know. So cruise story number 3, do you like to cruise to Alaska? Well, you may have a new cruise port to visit in the Port of Clawwalk. So the Port of Clawwalk just opened up and it welcomed its first cruise ship, the Seabourn Odyssey, this week. There's only about 6 cruise ships scheduled for this year and next. But what the thought is with a lot of the cruise ports in Alaska sometimes getting cancellations, that this may be an alternative for the next couple years. We see it in Juneau, we see it in Skagway, some cancellations, so they can go here instead. And this is really built off the blueprint of Icy Strait Point. So there's not a lot there to do, not a lot of people. So the Port of Clawwalk, similar, not a lot of infrastructure right now. Only 800 people live there. It's going to be very get back to nature type things, kayaking, walks, hikes. Also, there's a salmon hatchery there. So there's going to be things like that that's going to be in the Port of Clawwalk. Be really interesting to see what happens, especially 2026 and beyond. We see that Juneau's pushing back. We see that Sitka's kind of pushing back on cruise ships. So it'll be interesting to see if some of the cruise ships go to the Port of Clawlock. Have you been to Icy Strait Point? What did you think of it? Because I really believe this is going to be a similar port, at least for the next 10 years or so. So before I get to cruise story number 4, I would ask that you please like this video, as it does help the channel grow. Also, consider subscribing, as we're on the path to 100,000 subscribers by the time we go to Alaska on our cruise at the end of August. If you could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks so much. So cruise story number 4, do you get offers to cruise for free? And what I'm talking about here is casino and gambling offers. Now, before anyone says, Jason, they're losing a bunch of money, and that's why they're getting invited back, so they're not really cruising for free. Well, I believe the same thing. I really did. Until I talked to a few people that were in the casino, and they educated me, and they said they never lost more money, and typically it was about half amount of what that cabin would cost that they were being offered. So one person told me on Celebrity they always get offered a balcony cabin, and they figure out how much that's worth, and they lose at most the half that. But they get invited multiple times a year. They get the beverage package. They get multiple nights of dining in specialty restaurants. I think it's very interesting. And the reason why I thought about this, and this kind of was on my mind, was I saw yesterday, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is Carnival Cruise Line, it seems every Tuesday, comes out with their offers. And I saw this offer, 18 days on the Carnival Panorama, Trans-Pacific, in a Cloud 9 Ocean View stateroom, $482, 18 days. Look at this. The gratuities cost more than the cruise. Plus, they get $200 shipboard credit, making that cruise $282. They also got the beverage package included and multiple nights of specialty dining. I think that's just a crazy offer. Do you guys get offers like that? Let me know in the comments. And I'm not asking you to give away all your trade secrets. I wouldn't do that. I know that because I fish, and you don't ever give away your best fishing spots. So I completely understand if you don't want to give a lot of information away. Just would love to hear from you in the comments. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for the support. And until I talk to you next time, happy cruising.